Hey guys, it's Lindsay from thetoastedpienut.com. Welcome back to my channel. Today we are making a deliciously fluffy and moist apple cider bundt cake. Basically, this bundt cake is like a giant apple cider donut, which I am totally here for. We're using almond flour, we're using coconut sugar, we're gonna use some applesauce and some apple cider to give it that delicious apple fall flavor, and then we're gonna put it in a bundt cake pan, bake it, and then sprinkle it with a cinnamon sugar deliciousness on top. You could eat this in the morning with your coffee. You could eat this at night with a scoop of ice cream. The possibilities are endless. This is gonna be your new favorite fall dessert. If you want the full recipe with the measurements, I am linking in the description box below. The full recipe is on my website. So head down there if you wanna print it out and make it for yourself. And without further ado, let's make some bundt cake. All right, so this recipe calls for 3 eggs. Unfortunately, I am fresh out of eggs and I really don't feel like running to the store. So we're gonna try to experiment a little bit and make an egg-free version, make a vegan version. And the first thing we're gonna do is make some flax eggs. So we are making a flax egg, which is 3 tablespoons of water to 1 tablespoon of ground flax. I'm mixing it all up. So I have some water in my measuring cup. I'm just gonna put this ground flax right in, give it a little stir, and then set it aside until I am ready to use it. Then you wanna grab your big mixing bowl and we're gonna get started on our wet ingredients. So I have some apple cider going right in. I love apple cider in the fall. Also adding some unsweetened applesauce. This appliness is gonna be delicious for our apple cider bundt cake. So the next thing we're gonna do is add some sweetness. So I have some coconut sugar, and I'm gonna add 1/2 of a cup. Put this right in. I'm also adding a teaspoon of vanilla. I just kind of eyeball it. And then, right now, if you have your eggs, I would put those eggs in. I'm gonna give these a little shake. You can tell because when you give them a little shake, they'll have more of like an eggy consistency. All right, let's put our flax eggs in. Beautiful. And then we're just gonna whisk this all together. All right, that looks good. Now let's add our dry ingredients. Stay in. Okay, so I have some blanched almond flour. I'm gonna put 2 cups of blanched almond flour right in. So I like to do a scoop so it's overflowing, and then I use my finger just to level it off. Don't pack it or anything like that. If you pack it, your bundt cake's not gonna be very fluffy. It's gonna be hard and heavy and not that great. So don't pack your almond flour, keep it nice and fluffy. And then we are going to be adding some arrowroot flour, which is going to add a great fluffiness to this bundt cake. All right, so now that we have the flours in, we're gonna add some spice. So we're going to do 2 teaspoons of cinnamon. I am also adding 2 teaspoons of baking powder. This is gonna help lift up and make a fluffy bundt cake. Sometimes almond flour can be a little heavy. This is gonna give it a little perk up. And lastly, I am adding 1/2 teaspoon of salt right in the bowl. And that is it. Those are all of our ingredients. So we're gonna give it a little mix, get it nice and combined, and then we're going to get our bundt pan. So I have my bundt pan. Any bundt pan will work. What you wanna do is make sure you liberally grease it with something. I'm using a spray coconut oil. Whatever your favorite spray is, use that. So liberally spray it, butter it, whatever you do, just do so liberally. The last thing you want is your bundt sticking and getting messed up and not working. So spray, grease, do what you gotta do. And then we're going to put the batter right in. So just transfer the batter right into your bundt. It should kind of just go evenly on its own, but if you need to give it a little stir just to even out the layer, do that. So we're gonna put this in the oven for 30 minutes until it's puffed up, rised up, beautiful, and the center is set, and a toothpick comes out clean, all that good stuff, and you know it's ready. So let's put it in. All right, first impressions of switching to the flax egg. One, it has sunken down a little bit, so it's not as fluffy and puffed up as when I use traditional eggs. The other thing is I did have to bake it for 10 minutes longer, so if you are trying the flax egg version, keep that in mind. You're gonna have to bake it for like 40 minutes. So I am just going to attempt to go around with my butter knife, slide it through just to loosen it up a little and hope that when I flip it out onto this, it's all in one piece. Okay, let's try it. So if you have a plate, or I'm using a cake stand, just put it upside down on top of your pan, and then you're gonna do a flip. Oh my gosh, it came out. The moment of truth. Oh, it looks good. It looks good. Guys, it turned out, it looks really, really good. Greasing it beforehand was so worth it. Baking it those 10 extra minutes really, I think, helped with the flax egg. Oh my gosh, I'm really happy. So the last thing we're gonna do, this is a mixture of ground cinnamon and monk fruit sweetener. The monk fruit that I have is a monk fruit erythritol combo, so it's not straight monk fruit. And I'm just gonna sprinkle it on top. Oh, this makes me so happy. It looks so beautiful. It is so fall inspired without being pumpkin. You guys were so forgiving with my pumpkin recipe in August. But now that we are in September, you can bring on all the pumpkin, all of the apple yumminess. Ooh, this is so beautiful. It looks so good. I love it so much. All right, and now I'm going to cut into it and take a bite. I guess I should get a plate. All right, now that I have cut into it, looking at the inside, it is definitely more moist with the vegan version than the egg version. So also keep that in mind. I might even bump it down to just one flax egg instead of two, but let's dig in and take a bite. Moist and cinnamony, and it has that delicious apple flavor. I love how the outside gets this nice crisp, almost caramelized outer shell, and the cinnamon sugar sprinkle on top is the best. All right guys, I hope you love this apple cinnamon bundt cake. I hope you make it. I hope you love it. I'm linking to the entire recipe down below in the description box. You can head to my website and print it out. It is so good. It's gonna be your new fall favorite. And that is it for me today. I am Lindsay from thetoastedpinenut.com. Come hang out with me on Instagram at thetoastedpinenut, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.